Yeah, hello everyone, and welcome back to another video of mine. Today I'll talk about the Evo again, and it'll give further ideas and what we can dream of about the next Evo. We can explore a new option to maybe make it better than before. Sorry if I sound weird, I'm currently sick, but please enjoy. Here are my two ideas. The first one is we use the current Mirage, like I said in my title, and make it into the next Evo. Though I'd imagine not many people would agree with this because it's a whole different platform, nameplate, and much more. However, there's a huge benefit to using a smaller car, that being more nimble, cheaper to make, and overall better than a bigger car, especially when talking about performance. Sure, it will make interior space much smaller compared to what everyone is used to in the current selection of Evos, but it's something we should risk in order to get better performance. It wouldn't lose too much, around 10 inches in length and a few inches in width, though it's not a significant amount compared to my other idea. It can still fill up to 5 people, though it would be best if it were only 4 people because it's a smaller one compared to the old Evos. It would also feature the same ideas and concepts of old Evos, being aggressive yet sleek interior, minimal interior, but giving somewhat higher quality materials since this car will be easier to make in the first place. It's just an Evo, but just smaller in size to maximize performance. My second idea is making the next Evo be the biggest A segment car, which is the smallest category of a car, right after the city and K cars. And I know this segment of cars is mostly made up of hatchbacks, though my thought is if we make a sedan A-segment car. It will be hard, yes, but I think it's possible. I'm not a design expert nor an engineer, maybe in fact it won't be as easy as I think it would be, but it's still an idea to think about. Now the main reason why I chose a segment and not anything else is because a city car mostly consists of 2 doors and sometimes is a quadricycle, and the K cars are just their own things, which is why I chose this specific segment of car. It's smaller than the Mirage, which is a B segment, and smaller than the Evo, which is a C segment, meaning it would be even more nimble and smaller. And in fact, it's smaller than a Miata, since the biggest A segment car in length is 145 inches compared to the ND Miata, which is at a length of 154 inches. This would be a very difficult yet impressive engineering feat to accomplish. Imagine seeing a car that's smaller than a Miata, but can fit 4 people somewhat nicely, have all-wheel drive, a 6-speed manual, an inline 4-turbo engine, and a very cheap alternative to a sports car while being a very nice daily. Although this idea may sound absurd, it's something that I've been thinking about the past couple of days, and this will be the smallest sedan that can go pretty quick around tracks and corners, like the usual Evo. I mean, it's just an insane car. Mitsubishi will have another reason to get into rally again, that is if this car is allowed and supported to register as one, and if they homologate it, enough people would buy it. It'll be a bit absurd to go from a large-scale sedan of the old Evos to this new one, but I think it's a cool to some extent. Though again, this is just me thinking some random nonsense, and maybe in reality, having a bigger car, especially in this factor, like what the Evo tried to do back then, is a far better option. This would also help Mitsubishi sell their car around the Asian and European markets, because they like the smaller cars there. This would also be the perfect car for that reason and be a very quick and sporty car. In American markets, they might not sell as well, because America likes bigger cars, and many cars like the Mitsubishi Mirage and Nissan Versa are leaving the States this year if I remember correctly. Though again, it might sell well in America because currently many cars are being sold at an all-time high. And many sports cars are starting in the high 30s, and most of the time they're coupes, which don't really do well as great dailies in terms of transporting people, gathering groceries, or doing any other hobbies of any sorts which requires a bigger trunk space. Now, I'm not just saying these ideas are thoughts just because I like the Evo a lot and want it to come back. That's only part of the reason. Right now, all the cars are getting smaller and more tech is being developed and making them better and in some cases faster, like in the case of the GR Yaris and Corolla. Toyota made some wonderful all-wheel drive hatchbacks that, to my knowledge, many Evo owners say is the closest thing they'll get to a modern Evo. That's because that's how good the car is. Now, sure, having a small car does come with its own downsides, as I stated before, but ultimately it saves costs not only to produce but to sell too. I'm saying keep the heritage of the Evo, but this time it'll be a sedan smaller than a Miata and one that has a stupid all-wheel drive system that can surprise and beat its competition with its insane super all-wheel control and active center differential alongside a Torsen front diff and all the modern tech to spoil it. It will boast a powerful and reliable 2-liter inline 4 turbo engine mated to a robust 6-speed manual transmission. The design won't stray away from its past self, because the whole reason for this car is to be an evolution of itself, all in a simple form factor that many could buy and enjoy. Or we can keep making this car as a C-segment car, but of course only add things that are necessary to not only keep the weight down, but the dimensions of the car small. Of course, the main reason for this, whether the car takes a new approach of becoming smaller or keeping the old style of a bigger car, the performance of this new Evo should be better than its predecessors. It shouldn't lack in performance standards at all. It's supposed to evolve into something better. Overall, this is a fun idea that I thought of while being sick, so explains why it's a bit weird and out of the ordinary. I know for sure this car won't sell well, at least in America, despite being called the Evo. That is because, for one, it's a super small car and most people in America don't drive small cars. So it could be made into reality, but it will be made for other markets around the world, similar to what happened with the GR Yaris. It's a very small car that Toyota knew wouldn't sell well in America and held off from selling it here. This is also Mitsubishi we're talking about. Even though this could be an idea that could change the entire brand for the better, they still wouldn't dare take the chance because the current performance of the automotive division isn't doing well. Anyways, that's about it. Thank you for watching. See ya.